Dear viewers, welcome in Program Insight in Videos English. Today's conversation will focus on current security situation in Balochistan, particularly most unfortunate incident of Saturday of last week when hundreds of terrorists attacked different cities in Balochistan, including Quetta. The strong and the valiant security forces of Pakistan, along with the civilian security infrastructure, police, thwarted their nefarious design and foiled this attempt to capture certain cities and challenge the writ of the state. More than 15 soldiers of the security forces embraced martyrdom, and according to the official figure, approximately so far in last 3 days, more than 190 terrorists have been neutralized. To discuss this, what is the issue of security in Balochistan and how it could be resolved? What is the way forward? What is the issue with the police and all other related security issues? We are fortunate to have with us former Inspector General of Police of Balochistan, Sindh, former Federal Secretary, former Director General of Intelligence Bureau, and currently serving as Association of Former Inspector Generals of Police, Dr. Shoaib Suddle, who is very well-known figure in the field of policing and criminology. Dr. Saab, very warm welcome in Program Insight in Videos English.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Dr. Saab, please narrate and explain what exactly is situation in Balochistan after Saturday's deadly attacks.
Balochistan's security crisis is not the result of, occasional terrorism alone, but it reflects a hybrid conflict combining insurgency, terrorism, external facilitation, governance deficits, and different views about different developments which are going on in Balochistan. So these recent coordinated attacks across multiple cities, as you mentioned, demonstrate that there was enhanced operational synchronization by the militant groups, exploiting weak civilian counterterrorism capacity and governance vacuum. Military operations have definitely constrained insurgent expansion, but have not translated into sustainable peace due to institutional, political, and socio-economic gaps.
Dr. Saab, as I mentioned in the opening, of course, and you mentioned too, external facilitation without external support. When we talk of external support that must be coming to these terrorist organizations by certain countries, by intelligence agencies hostile to Pakistan, by countries hostile to Pakistan, is it only India? Or along with India, there are a number of other countries and other intelligence agencies.
We need to be clear that, the present challenges require a whole of state recalibration beyond kinetic responses alone. This we must understand. So the nature of the threat has changed from insurgency to hybrid warfare. And militant violence in Balochistan has evolved into low-intensity insurgency, urban terrorism, information warfare,
True.
External intelligence facilitation, economic sabotage targeting CPEC, Gawadar, and mineral explorations. So Groups such as BLA, though they lack mass support, but infighting on territorial control is there, and there are different network cells which are targeting different targets, and obviously supported by media amplification, because the more they are covered by the media. I'm not saying that media should not be covering what they are doing, but obviously they are more interested in media amplification also, day to day, what their activities are. So this is how we can, discuss. You refer to
external elements.
Multi-city attacks. Yes, if attacks occur simultaneously in many cities, then it is a big news. And it becomes even an international news, not merely the local news. So the strategic objectives that are served by simultaneous attacks show state weakness. They even overstretch the security forces, deter foreign and domestic investment, and internationalize the so-called Baloch grievance narrative. So such attacks require coordination, not numbers alone, and rely on intelligence gaps, police weaknesses, and delayed post-operation stabilization. So what we need to discuss here is who are the internal enablers for such militant attacks. In my view, chronic underdevelopment and elite capture of resources is one such issue. Another one is absence of empowered local governments. Yet another one is weak political ownership of development projects. And then the external enablers include covert intelligence facilitation by hostile states, which primarily includes India. Then past use of Afghan territory for sanctuaries and logistics, diaspora-based financial and propaganda networks. So many countries we have Baloch, diaspora. So support in this context is deniable because it is indirect. So you have that deniability, and it is consistent with sub-conventional warfare models.
Is it only India and Afghanistan, or there are other countries and intelligence agencies? Can we say up to Israel, their intelligence and their state in collaboration with India, or they are bent upon creating disturbance in Afghanistan to disturb foreign direct investment?
Well, as far as Israel is concerned, I think we all know that Israel will not miss any opportunity to cause harm to Pakistan. And in this background because, there is nexus between India and Israel and some other, foreign elements as well, who are either, given funds to destabilize Pakistan, or there are people who, for example, even, those who oppose CPEC and those who oppose mineral exploration, they are adding accelerations to conflict. And though they are not root causes, but they are accelerators of the conflict, that exists. And we have to make serious efforts to sort of take those serious steps, which towards my conclusion, I will explain why and what steps are needed to get out of this conundrum in which we are, now faced with. So we have to, for example, address the existing grievances of local communities. Because as long as local communities will continue to perceive exclusion, the foreign elements hostile to Pakistan will not, leave any sort of effort based to harm Pakistan. So that is what is going on at the moment. So instead of security first, it is very important, security, no doubt. But security operations have to be managed in a manner which does not alienate the local communities. Because if they get alienated, then, they are only helping the, saboteurs. So absence of transparent benefit sharing mechanisms, that is another factor of, rather enhancing alienation. So it is very important that whatever developments are going on, the communities feel part of, those developments, and they perceive themselves as beneficiaries, not that there is a government or there are others elements who are just exploiting their resources. So this sense of alienation and exploitation must end. And without that, I don't think we will be able to completely get rid of this, huge challenge that is now facing us for quite some time.
What do you think, this sense of deprivation, sense of alienation, these are all the wrong narratives spread by the forces or elements which are not friend of Pakistan and the friend of Pakistani province Balochistan?
Elements hostile to Pakistan, wherever they are, they would not like any opportunity to be missed if the likely result of availing that opportunity is to bring more harm to Pakistan. So there is no rocket science in understanding this. So that is why I said that whatever resources are there, there are huge resources in Balochistan, no doubt. And the government is diverting, considerable resources to Balochistan to sort of address the feeling of alienation which has existed there for quite some time. But we have to, in my view, do more. And by doing more means that not only the immediate causes of alienation need to be addressed and addressed frontally, but the people of Balochistan who, particularly of some specific districts, which we all know,
sensitive
they
districts,
need
of
to be,
course.
they need to be taken on board. And I'm sure that still, because despite whatever has happened 2 days ago, and the whole world was sort of shown as if Balochistan was getting totally out of control, which was not the case at all. But we have many so-called friends who leave no opportunity, unavailed, if that can bring harm to us. So I think there is a definite need, in my view, to address the local grievances. I think I mentioned that we need to have a very strong and based on constitutional mechanisms, a strong local government setup in which the people who feel that it is perhaps either the Punjabis or maybe the military who are exploiting them. No, it is not the case. Balochistan, as I think you mentioned, got a lot of resources already, and more should be given to them. But that story is for the whole country, in fact. That is the story of KP also. That is the story of some other, small pockets which feel that they are exploited and they are not, properly treated when it comes to sharing of resources. So that has to be fully explained to them that no, you are very much part of the federation. And if in the past, there have been some lapses in your perceived, problems, then we are prepared to sit with you and handle these things. In my view, ultimate solution of the problem will not be a military solution, not the kinetic solution. It has to be based on taking people who are, we can say, who have been misled by our foes living maybe within or abroad, wherever. So we have to, tell them that firmly that, it is not that we are only interested in any kinetic operations. We are interested in our own populations, in our own people. And if there are genuine grievances that certain facilities are not available there, we must create those facilities. whether the facilities are in terms of hospitals or in terms of more educational institutions or whatever, so that people get out of this feeling of alienation. I think that is important.
After abolishing A and B area and declaring all Balochistan A area only under the control of the police, up to what extent this will help in maintaining law and order and peace and security across Balochistan province?
Well, you have raised an important historical, I think, issue. Yes, when I was there, this issue of
A and B areas.
Converting all B areas into A areas was tackled head on. And the other day, since you have mentioned it, the Chief Minister of Balochistan was very kind. He called me, and he was the one actually who broke this news to me, saying that where I had left, the entire remaining process had now been completed. So I was thankful to the Chief Minister that he was on the right track. But I would also like to mention that it is only a part of the problem that you have one standardized system of policing. But that alone will not serve. You have to have a police which is, not on the wrong side of the people. People must have this feeling that police is a service, not,
ruler, not the ruler, exactly.
Not the ruler, and not meant for using, unnecessary third degree to them and giving and no. In fact, the police station should be the nearest place where every citizen should go to get his or her grievance addressed.
Without any fear. Without
any fear. Absolutely. As I said, police station should not be a place to be afraid of. It should be a place where you can walk into.
Feel secure, exactly. Feel happy and secure.
Walk into any time and feel secure. And if there is a grievance which you have and that grievance is genuine, the police should address that grievance immediately. So that is what type of policing the country needs, and especially places like Balochistan and KP, where we are having serious challenges.
There have been police reforms number of times, and who was Haider in implementing police reforms in making police public friendly?
Well, there are again historical reasons for that also, because as you know, when the colonial masters were designing the system for India, they obviously had, rightly so, in their mind that they should be perceived to be rulers, and the ruled population should be afraid of them, and they should never, sort of see towards them as if they could, sort of get away with any violation of what they had brought in as rules and laws and so on. So that system continued until they were here. But the problem arose when we became independent. And our independence never, in the initial part, meant that we had become independent in terms of the police attitudes and in terms of our, courts, how the judiciary would deliver justice. So until and unless, because those are the negative areas which we are still living with. And those negativities have become a serious now challenge for us. And the sooner we, get rid of them, I think we'll be okay. Because, an ordinary citizen, when he sees a policeman, he does not see him or her as a friend, as someone who will help him or who will come to his or her rescue if something is, gone wrong with her or him. So in my view, the system needs to be turned upside down. It is not a small, sort of, if one can say, is that tinkering that will create the required, model. The required model is where if you have a problem, you can walk into the police station anytime.
With confidence.
With confidence, yeah. And with this, hope that your problem will be resolved.
What are the objectives of this Balochistan Liberation Army by targeting civilian, by targeting economic development of Balochistan? What actually BLA wanted to achieve by doing these all things under a nefarious plan?
Well, the objective is because they receive funds from agencies
India.
or from individuals hostile to Pakistan. So,
including India?
Obviously, including India, absolutely. India, Israel, and so on. And even, where Balochs are, not all of them, but at least a few of them, are living as diaspora. So there are issues, and I think those issues need to be tackled very firmly, and not through any, sort of activity which is harmful to our relationships and so on and so forth. But yes, we should apply those solutions under which we can sort of win the hearts and minds of our people, of people who have, for one reason or the other, gone astray. And the true picture is not before them. And that is why, these things happen. So once they are taken on board, and I am sure they can be taken on board, then, but main, the factors which, in my view, are important are, taking the people on board, and assuring them that whatever funds are going there are being spent on their welfare. Wherever there are any deficiencies, those are being met. And the government of the day is there to help them to, they are there to treat them as not, being ruled, but as equal citizens of Pakistan and equal partners in Pakistan's development. So if we can do that, I'm sure we can start making progress. The other, thing which I think was left unattended, perhaps, was, police and NECTA,
Police and National Counter-Terrorism Authority.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, NECTA was raised basically to strengthen Pakistan's counter-terrorism architecture. But that is unfortunately not what has been achieved so far. And there are, reasons.
There are reasons behind?
Yeah, there are reasons for these deficiencies, which, for example, police are trained for order maintenance. They are not primarily trained as a counter-terrorism force. And we don't have to, train every policeman to act as a counter-terrorism agent.
Which is a new challenge, of course.
Yeah. So then the other thing is that in NECTA, you haven't so far been able to provide carrier streams to those who are serving in NECTA. Because if you go to NECTA only, to be sort of left behind others or whatever, then you are not putting your heart into your work. So those problems of NECTA need to be, addressed. Then, there is the issue of funding. Those who are in NECTA, at least when they have been discussing this issue with me, they always complain of, inadequate funding. So obviously, if we have created NECTA, we have to fund it well, otherwise there's no point. So, and then
empowerment, of course.
Empowerment and intelligence fusion, intelligence sharing, and that intelligence sharing must come from all the provinces. Not that then you leave it to only NACTA, that it is now their job and it is the end of their responsibilities. So then we need to, the old problem which we all face, whether in police or in NACTA or elsewhere, political interference in postings, transfers, and promotions.
That should be brought to an end.
Yeah, that must be brought to an end. And otherwise, people will not be having their heart into this.
True.
I have, I think, mentioned lack of adequate authority. We need to remove budget starvation, which they suffer from. And then there are, in the presence of NACTA even, there are parallel city structures which bypass NACTA. I think we have to be clear that there is no confusion in roles. Where role lies, there should be adequate empowerment, and there should be
exactly.
equally effective accountability. Then you can't get away that, so and so said this and so said this. So NACTA should not function merely as a secretariat. It is important. It is the nerve center for dealing with the counterterrorism related issues. So whatever is required by NACTA, must
it should
be
provided by the government. Exactly.
Must be provided for. Otherwise it is just a waste and effort. So
thank you so much, Dr. Shoaib Suddle Saab, former Inspector General of Police of Sindh and Balochistan, former Federal Secretary and former Intelligence Bureau Chief, and now currently he is serving as the President of former Inspector General of Police organization, which is known as Association of Former Inspector Generals of Police. Dr. Saab, thank you so much for your very insightful discussion on current state of security in the province of Balochistan and the way forward. And today's takeaway is that Israel and India are behind BLA using Afghan territory. They are funding BLA, and that hand needs to be cut, and there has to be strong watch on this. Thank you so much. Till our next.
One last,
Go ahead.
point that I was really moved seeing the Balochistan Chief Minister.
Exactly. Along with the Interior Minister, there were tears in his eyes.
Tear in his eyes, and I think his leadership is commendable, and with his leadership, the problems of Balochistan in terms of dealing with the counterterrorism should be coming to an end. That is my hope. Thank you.
Till our next program, dear viewers, goodbye and Khuda Hafiz.